So Wilder Heath is a mental health therapist. He works at the Atlantic Street Center here in Seattle, and a year ago came to us with a program that he runs that I cannot do the justice to explain, but it's called Core Gaming, and he's using it to teach social emotional skills to kids using games. And we were able to do a grant with the Atlantic Street Center to help him expand this program. Now that I've given your whole speech, you can just go sit down, Wilder. Hey.
Awesome, that sounds great. So like many of you here, I grew up playing video games. And when I was a kid, though, my parents had a really tough time buying all the new video game systems and all the new games. So what I ended up doing is I ended up spending a lot of time in the arcade. And what I found is that when I went to the arcade, that there was this tremendous sense of community that was there. A place where everyone had the same interests. I felt so accepted and really like I belonged. Later on, I ended up becoming a therapist, and I learned that these two aspects of acceptance and belonging were really primary to inspiring change in kids and in really anyone. And so what I decided to do is I wanted to take this passion and interest in video games and translate that to another passion of mine, which was therapy, and that's how Core Gaming really became about. So Core Gaming, what it is it's a really innovative project tailored to increasing the number of youth who access mental health services. These are kids who normally wouldn't engage in mental health services at all, but might come on board simply because they know that there's a gaming group happening after school. And so what we do in our groups is we teach specific therapeutic skills focused on interpersonal effectiveness, so how to relate better with other people, how to reduce stress, stimulate emotion regulation. So what we do is we bring these gaming centers to various different schools, and we combine video games with a therapy method called dialectical behavioral therapy in order for kids to accomplish their interpersonal and academic goals. This project has been so amazing for me, and one of the things that has been mind-blowing for me is that someone has allowed this kooky idea to happen. And so I'm so thankful for the Atlantic Street Center for providing me with this opportunity. And I really want to thank my team, many of which are here today. Also, I should thank my wife, who's here as well, who's been supporting me. She's a fantastic therapist herself. And not all agencies would be willing to take this kind of risk and seek out this funding. We are even more thankful to Child's Play, who saw our vision as well as wanted to bring Core to the next level. So with Child's Play support, we had a tremendous impact. Their support had a tremendous impact on our program. We were able to train 25 clinicians in DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. We were able to hire 4 Core Gaming staff. We were able to purchase 20 super powerful gaming laptops so we could bring those to the school, along with 50 games per computer as a whole host of games that kids can play after school, which has totally increased our capacity for the number of youth that we can serve. In 2017 alone, we served over 100 unique youth. The majority of the participants that we serve are low-income male youth of color who reported that they lacked a positive male influence in their life. Most of these kids would never engage in therapy services. There are a lot of barriers for these youth to engage in these services, and they come into our gaming groups voluntarily. They are not mandated to be there. They're not required to be there. They self-refer. So this demographic, when they reach out and seek services, it has a dramatic impact on their lives. This demographic is most at risk for dropping out of school, joining gangs, using drugs or alcohol, or becoming incarcerated. What Core Gaming does is it increases the protective factors by opening the door for youth to feel safe asking for help, and by teaching skills that reduce isolation and increase mindful decision making. We are looking forward to continuing our program into 2018. We will also be working with other mental health agencies to bring this program to even more youth by doing trainings and ongoing consultations. So there'll be even more people doing core gaming out there. So far we serve folks in King County. We're hoping that expands to other counties in the state and even outside of our state and across the United States. Our goal is to make sure that youth have access to the needed mental health services and that the idea of seeking out counseling services becomes as normal as playing video games and as enjoyable as going to the arcade. Thank you.